What's up? What's up? What's up? My mind, your money business folks. It's me yet again with another video on today's stock market news. Recession? Guess not. Things look really good today in the stock market. It's interesting how but this is what happens, people. That's why I always tell you to be in the market and not try to time the market. Even though I was saying this looks like a recession yesterday, I might have said that in previous videos. But even like the other recessions or the market crashes in 1987, in 2008, and in 2020, at any given time, things can bounce back and start going back up again. But will things go back down? Who knows? But today was a great day in today's stock market. It says the Dow surges 2,900 points. The S&P 500 posts biggest gains since 2008. Just remember, the gains that it made back was what it had already lost. But I appreciate the gains nonetheless. And it says here, the stock market mounted one of its biggest rallies in history after President Donald Trump announced a pause in some of his reciprocal tariffs on the globe, causing a market that has been under extreme pressure for the past week to explode higher. The S&P 500 skyrocketed 9.52%. That's major. And when I looked at my portfolio today, the gains were huge and I appreciated it. It's like in one day I gained pretty much a third of what I had lost. We still have a ways to go, but I appreciate the gains, and that's why I continue to dollar cost average into the stock market, and I plan to do so for a long time so I can withstand these dips that the market has, because it's volatile. It can be volatile. Either way, the S&P 500 settled at 5,456.9 points for its biggest one-day gain since 2008. For the broad market index, it was the third biggest gain in post-World War II history, right? The Dow Jones Industrial Average advanced 2,962.86 points, or 7.87%, to close at 40,608.45 for its biggest percentage since March of 2020. So the NASDAQ composite jumped 12.16%. That means the tech stocks they made a major comeback today, to end at 17,124.97 points, notching its largest one day jump since January of 2001, so 2001, and second biggest day ever. So about 30 billion shares traded hands, making it the heaviest volume day on Wall Street in history, according to records that go back 18 years. And so I have a private Facebook page that I started, and I will post the results from stocks, after, every day. Excuse me. And I've been saying for the last couple of weeks at the end of each post about the S&P 500, about, the ETFs, about different and various tech stocks. Buy the dip. And I hope that you guys did. Okay, so it says here, I have authorized a 90-day pause and a substantially lower reciprocal tariff during this period of 10%, also effective immediately. Trump posted on his Truth Social. Trump, in the same post, said he was raising the tariff on China higher again to 125%. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent later clarified that all countries except China would return to the 10% baseline tariff rate, down from the higher rates that previously shocked the markets as negotiations take place. So it seems like everything is going good with all the other countries except China. So the pause would not apply to sector tariffs, Bessent said. So stocks that were heavily pressured by the trade war tensions led the comeback Wednesday afternoon. Apple and Nvidia soared more than 15% and nearly 19% respectively. Walmart shares rallied 9.6%. Tesla shares climbed more than 22% on the back of the pause announcement. So given how depressed stocks and sentiment have become, the 90-day pause is sparking a violent rebound says violent rebound because these gains today were huge, and I love it. And delaying implementation certainty removes a giant overhang from the market, said Adam Crisafulli, a founder of Vital Knowledge. But tariffs are not going away. China tariff rate is now in triple-digit territory, and who knows what happens in 90 days when this pause concludes. Yeah. So prior to the announcement of the 90-day pause, investors were on the edge of an escalating tit-for-tat between China and Trump. The European Union had also approved its first set of tariffs on the U.S., set to start April 15th. Nonetheless, stocks were trending higher into the afternoon. Traders were encouraged that after Bessent stated he would be taking a lead negotiating role in tariff talks. So President Trump also urged investors that now was a great time to buy. No, you should have been buying the dip. Now that things are skyrocketing up. Some stocks prices are still lower than their 52-week high, so it's still a good time to buy. Shortly after the market opened, in a post on Truth Social, Trump's pause declaration went out at 1:18 p.m. Eastern Time when the Dow was about 350 points higher for the day. Seconds later, 30 stock index surged more than 2,000 points. You see that? Like billions of dollars just flooded the market seconds after an announcement today at 1:18 Eastern Time. So in a press conference later in the afternoon, Trump said investors' fear had gone overboard. True. I thought that people were jumping a little bit out of line. They were getting yippy, they were getting a little bit yippy, a little bit afraid, said Trump. Anxiety around the rollout of the tariffs fueled a 4-day rout for stocks. Over the course of the previous 4 trading sessions, the Dow lost more than 4,500 points, while the S&P 500 sustained a 12% fall. The Nasdaq Composite was down more than 13% during that period. These were losses not seen since the COVID-19 pandemic. So this allows for this allows for at least a near-term rally, but I would not assume that the bottoms had been put in place, said Sam Stovall, chief investment strategist at CFRA Research. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 5 times, shame on me. Yeah, again, just continue to invest, people. Dollar cost average into the market. And, if you're in there for the long haul, that's great, because the gains are, are made over time, in my opinion. Right. So today, NVIDIA closed out at $114.33. That's great. Broadcom closed at $185.15, which is great. What am I? This is something looks interesting on a computer. Hold on. Give me a second, people. Give me a second. I just want to. So today, Tesla closed out at $272.20, gaining $50.34. That's great. Broadcom today, again, they closed out at $185.15, gaining $29.12. All this was done in one day. Wow. Palantir closed out at $92.01, gaining $14.69 today. My My S&P 500 ETF SPLG gained $5.52, which is huge, right? Closing out at $63.93. FTEC. My information technology ETF closed out at $159.14, gaining $19.34. That's huge for one day for an information technology ETF, right? So that means the tech stocks did outstanding today. Outstanding. And I think that's it. That is it, people. So again, lower your debt to income ratio. And just, again, in one day, the stock market made significant gains. And if you were not in the market, you didn't receive any of those appreciations in the stock value that increased today. So again, you have to be in the market and not try to time the market. You will never know when is the best time to invest. The best time to invest is now, today. So again, lower your debt to income ratio. Get out of debt. Stay out of debt. Get rid of your credit card debt, your car debt, your student loan debt, your personal loan debts, and then pay off your mortgage. But also in the process, create your emergency funds, your 3 to 6 months of emergency funds to sustain your life just in case something happens, like job layoff, a job loss, hot water heater. You have money set aside that can take care of those things, and then you're also investing into your future, into your 401ks, your TSPs, your stock brokerage account. You paying off your home so you can utilize 100% of the money that you're working hard for, right? Why work so hard for something and not have control over it? Start telling your money where to go. When you start telling your money where to go, it will do what it needs to be done for you to benefit you, because you have total control over it. And stop trying to figure out where it went. And you can only do that by budgeting. And budgeting takes discipline. First, you need to gain control over your situation. And then once you gain control, put together a plan by writing it down, creating a budget, and sticking to that budget. And so many other things will improve in your life by creating a budget, in my opinion. So I'm going to end this video. So like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let me know what you think. If you think anything, think, people. Start thinking. It's not easy. Trust me. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But with all the problems in a lot of people's lives and that you see on social media, on television, people don't think much, in my opinion. Yeah. All right. So, Oh, disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I pretending to be one. Any and all information on my channel is for entertainment purposes only. So please consult with a financial advisor before you invest any of your hard-earned money. All right. So you guys take care. Have a blessed day.